You have good people and bad people, and oftentimes bad people make decisions that good people end up having to pay for or help them clean up. It's no secret that a lot of people are having babies today that shouldn't have any at all. They are not prepared to be parents. They really don't want to be parents. They just use these kids for some sort of benefit for themselves, with way too many of these mothers who don't really want their kids. They're either trying to trap a man or they're trying to get financial assistance from a man and or the government. They are not doing anything to really care for their own kids, but society was programmed to call them strong and independent instead of deadbeats. You know, the same term they would have for men if the roles were reversed. If you are a single mother who refused to go to work to take care of your kids, like somehow you just can't do it, never mind you have other women who are single mothers, they go to work every day to take care of their kids. But the lazy ones, the deadbeats, they won't go to work to provide a roof over their kids' heads. They won't go to work to buy food, so they call the government for help. They sit at home living off taxpayers, and since they have nothing else to do, you would think that their kids will be the most taken care of. Their kids should be more advanced, they should be more intelligent because their mom has the time to help teach her kids and really nurture them because the government made them a stay-at-home mom without a man. The problem is that they're not doing better than the other kids. Their kids are often behind in school. So that right there is what I'll call a deadbeat mom. Women who are at home all day, but they're not doing anything to plant good seeds into these kids. They are not nurturing them. They're barely even watching them. This is how you can allow a baby to wander around outdoors, and then the next thing you know, the kid is in traffic. Yes, this recently happened. A deadbeat mom out of Detroit did that. She allowed this kid to roam the streets. We're going to go ahead and get into the story, but first, take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. Won't waste any time. Let's go ahead and jump into it. I want to bring your attention to this story of a father in Detroit that saved a 3-year-old boy who was walking in the middle of a busy street. This was on the west side at Dexter Avenue and Davison Street during high traffic commute time on the evening of February 10th. A woman, her name is Ayana, she was riding in the car when she saw something in the street. As they got closer, she realized it was a baby. She tapped on Eddie, who was already jumping out of the car to grab the baby from the street. Their 3 kids in the back seat witnessed the whole ordeal, and they even became worried about the baby as they saw their father go into emergency mode. The little boy wasn't wearing anything, not even a diaper. Eddie saw a city employee and quickly went into his direction. That's where they waited for help. Police eventually showed up with food, clothes, and a diaper for the boy. And they all continued to wait there, hoping they would see a woman looking for her missing child, but she never came.
2 Good Samaritans and a Detroit city worker put themselves in harm's way, potentially, to rescue a 3-year-old child in the middle of the street.
The toddler was walking into traffic over at Dexter and Davison when they jumped into action. Our Brandon Rue picks up the story from there.
It's the beginning of a busy commute last Friday evening on Detroit's west side.
Dexter and Davison is a very busy street.
When Ayana Lee, Eddie Jackson, and their 3 children witness every parent's worst nightmare.
I just saw those little legs.
What is that? As I'm asking what is that, she like, it's a child.
It's a baby. I'm hitting him. Let's go get the baby. It's a baby.
She hitting my back because I'm already out the car. Car wasn't completely stopped or nothing.
He was already out running through traffic, swooping the baby in his coat.
I swooped him up in my coat because he didn't have nothing on. And once I swooped him up and ran back across, it was a city worker.
What? As soon as I seen him, I just hit the flashers.
That Detroit city worker was Lieutenant Robert Williams with the Senior Service Guard, who was approaching Dexter on Davison by divine direction.
Yeah, because it's about right where we stopped at.
Right around
and he
here.
was right over there.
I wasn't even supposed to be on the west side, so that just shows you God and the universe putting you exactly where you need to be at the right time.
I seen his white truck, his flashers, and his uniform.
Yep.
That's what made me run straight to him.
Both of their vehicles alerted traffic to completely stop until police arrived with food, clothes, and a diaper for the 3-year-old. Not knowing who to trust, the little guy refused to let anyone put a diaper on him until he recognized Eddie.
But when he attempted to do it, he actually laid down and was like, okay, I know you probably saved my life, so let me let you put this diaper on me.
Remember I just said somebody pulled over and prayed? That's him.
Yep.
Commuters gathered to pray for the lost boy,
Your prayers went a long way, little do you know it, man.
but nobody came for him as worry grew in Ayana's car and her little ones.
My daughter is 5. She's just like, Mommy, is the baby okay? Is the baby okay? Mommy, is the baby okay? Don't go in the streets. Stay in the house, listen to your parents.
Lieutenant Williams is amazed by Eddie's selflessness, knowing not everyone would have reacted the same.
It should inspire people that ordinary people can do extraordinary things.
Like Eddie and Ayana, who revealed their roles as humble heroes.
You know, I appreciate the acknowledgement of being a hero, but in my heart, I don't see myself as one. I just see myself as a child of God that would do anything for someone.
Brandon Rue, Local 4.
Ordinary people can do extraordinary things. So true. Little boy was reunited with his mom and is doing okay tonight.
Eventually, they found the deadbeat mom. You had the news reporters who ended their story like it was a happy ending, saying the baby was reunited with his mother. Really because of Eddie who saved him? Thankfully, they saw the baby and was able to get him. But the problem here is reuniting this kid with a mother who allowed her baby to walk in these streets out here like he was a grown man all alone. His mother wasn't even held accountable. Then there was one part in the news report where they clipped and highlighted the Good Samaritan telling the kids, don't go in the streets, stay in the house and listen to your parents. The media highlighting that as if this was a case of a disobedient child who didn't listen to his mother and almost got himself injured or possibly could have lost his life. No. This is a case of a mother who didn't care about him at all. How is it that you allow your child to wander outside and you don't know it, a 3-year-old at that? How did he go missing? He wasn't responsible for himself. You're responsible for him. This baby didn't do anything to himself. He's a victim of his mom's negligence. West side of Detroit just wandering around. And then Eddie putting his life at risk running into the street. He could have been hit by a car trying to save him. If he would have lost his life trying to save the baby, or if he was permanently injured, who would be there for his kids? That's what these folks don't think about. When they make bad decisions, you have the good people who often put themselves at risk to help them clean up the mess of these other folks who could care less about their own kids, so you know they don't care about you and yours. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. This mother was not held accountable at all. She should have definitely been investigated by CPS to figure out what's going on. Because a 3-year-old baby wandering around on the street is not normal. I still don't understand why she wasn't arrested on site when it caught up with her. And you know, it's not too late. They should lock her up. Also, shout out to this family right here, Eddie and Ayana. They saw the baby, they stopped. Eddie ran out to rescue the baby. Thankfully, they were there at that place at that time because this story could have had a worse ending. Special thank you to Felix. I appreciate you, Felix, for all of your support, as well as the brothers Dark Power and Edmund. And I can't forget about our sisters Christina and Sasha. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.